Gotta put my headset on, babe. Cause my headset connected to the I ain't even got my intro to play. I don't even want it to play. I just need to get this out. I can't even get my headset on, babe. Hey. How y'all doing? Good? Okay. Okay. Uh what is we supposed to say to any of this? Now it's a lot that happened on SmackDown today. A lot. Too much. This is in a span of 2 hours. There was so much going on. Okay. But I'm gonna try to unpack it so everybody understand what happens. Okay. So we gonna calm ourselves down. Okay. We're gonna breathe. Yes. Very good. And then we're gonna get into this mess because it's a whole lot of it's so merch. Okay. And oh Lord. Let's get into it. Let's Hey Layla. Layla's one of my members on my channel. If you want to be a member on this channel, on the Psych Design TV 2 channel, some of you might be watching over on um Down for the Counts YouTube. If you want to be a member of my channel, the Psych Design TV 2 channel, all you have to do is sign up, go to the join the member page, and you guys can click and join, and you can pay 99 cents for the basic membership package, and you'll get everything. And in the 299 one, they get a bigger discount on merch. They get the first notification of merch and everything in between. They also get the we're gonna have membership lives and exclusive videos specifically for y'all, which I'm gonna start those. Hold on. I'm gonna start those very soon. Okay, so just bear with me on those. But anyways, y'all. Oh, the only thing I can say to this show is, I mean, let's start off here.
What was that? The weather. Very peculiar, don't you think?
It the qualifier matches happen. So let's start off. Let's start off there, okay? Because WWE Triple H is not playing with us, okay? Uncle Trip says, since y'all been talking shit about SmackDown, let's get SmackDown some shit, okay? Let's get him something to work with. And everybody said, okay, girl, let's go. All right. So what we got initially was a women's qualifier match. We got one women's qualifier match, and we had two men's qualifier matches. Okay. So the women's qualifier match went first. Okay. And they had the girls up there, and it was Chelsea Green, it was Bianca Belair, and it was Michin that were competing in the women's qualifier match. And Chelsea ended up winning. Chelsea utilized the beauty of a triple threat match and was able to wait until Bianca did her 1-2 Diddy, took taking out Michin, and that allowed for Chelsea to sweep in, pull Bianca out of the ring, and take the pin. You really can't be mad at her because it was a triple threat. Chelsea did what she was supposed to do to qualify. And to be honest, Bianca didn't really need it. And it looks like Bianca's going to be on a little bit of a losing streak, which, to be fair, Bianca has been at the top of the mountain for quite some time. So we don't know how this is going to play out for her, but hopefully she bounced back. But Chelsea ended up winning the women's qualifier match, and she has qualified along with Io Sky for the women's Money in the Bank. That only leaves 4 slots left. And next week, we are going to determine a few of those slots. So for the women on SmackDown next week from Madison Square Garden, Candice LeRae, Jade Cargill, and Tiffany Stratton will all compete to qualify for the women's Money in the Bank. For the other women's Money in the Bank, it's going to be Blair Davenport, and Indy Hartwell, who will also compete to qualify. Now, y'all can make y'all predictions on who y'all think will qualify. Me personally, I was surprised today, so I'm definitely going to be surprised next week. And I'm happy with the surprises because some of these Money in the Bank matches are shaping up to be really, really fun to watch, like the men's Money in the Bank. Starting off with Randall, Carmelo, and Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga and all of them had an amazing match tonight. I was so invested in this match and the other men's match. It was so good. It was so good today. All the qualifier matches were fire. The women's qualifier match with Bianca, Chelsea, and Michin was great. It's an 8.5 out of 10 match for me. I thought everything was solid. There were a little bit of stumbles, a little bit of setups that we could see if you were paying attention. And that's just me nitpicking. But for the most part, everybody was solid. Everybody was clean. The match was insane. It was so good. This match was excellent too. I love this match. Carmelo Hayes performed great. Tama was great in this match, and so was Randy Orton. The funniest shit when Randy came out there and Alicia announced him at 275. He was like, 275? I'm at 290. I've been eating. He said, I've been eating. I was like, period. Anyways, there was a lot of back and forth, and Tama and them got rid of Randy mid-match and was able to go at it so hard. They were banging in the paint. It was so much fun to watch them really battle it out. I love this match. I thought it was so much fun. But again, a steal at the end of the match. Randy thought he had the win. Tonga came out there to kind of grease the wheels a little bit for Tama Tonga, but that didn't work out for him because Kevin came out with the save, despite Kevin being, I think this was after Kevin's match. Was it after Kevin's match or before?
Well,
When Randy and them had their match and Kevin came out to save
it
them.
was before.
It was
Randy
before,
first.
right?
Randy went first.
I thought so. So Kevin came out there and pulled Tonga off the rope. They was fighting. Randy thought he had to drop on Tama, which he kind of did. He ended up getting rid of him, but because of that distraction, Carmelo was able to hit a roll up and got the win, and he now is qualified for Money in the Bank. Both of these matches ended up in this steal, and it was so interesting. It was such a cool way to move this in, especially with the theme of Money in the Bank being like this Carmen San Diego robbery type of theme, which I love this, by the way. WWE, this was genius. This was such a cool way to have them qualify. It was so good. So shout out to Carmelo Hayes for qualifying. Now we're gonna move into the next qualifier match, and then I'll get into the other stuff because I gotta get this stuff out the way first. So some of y'all just gonna have to bear with me, okay? Because I know y'all in the comments tripping, which is why I'm not looking at it. I need y'all to hold on. If I give you all the good shit in the beginning, you won't stick around for the good stuff, okay? Okay? Okay. Now, let's get to the other qualifier match. The other qualifier match was oh god. WWE never puts all of the cards up on their website, which sucks, by the way. It sucks ass. It sucks ass so bad. Anyways, Waller. Oh shit. It's Waller, Kevin, and Andrade. They had the qualifier match. And it's supposed to be hot tomorrow. 96?
Out there.
96?
Yeah, it's too hot.
Wow.
Last weekend was the 80s, but it was a breeze.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so Waller, Owens, and Andrade had a match, okay? And these three, again, beautiful match between the three of them. All three men performed exceptionally well. Kevin was attacked before the match, though. He had a knee thing, and his knee has been bothering him for a while. Tama and Tonga attacked him per the new Tribal Chiefs orders. Frank Lucas was like, listen, I want Kevin and Randy to not advance in this tournament in any way, by any means necessary. Okay. I'll get to what we heard and what we ended up seeing at the end of the show. I promise I'm going to get there. Kevin was attacked and was at half capacity by the time he got in the match, okay? But despite the knee issue and everything that he had going on, he still was able to perform exceptionally well against Andrade and Grayson Waller. Now, Grayson Waller tried to pull up a steal. He thought he was able to, get rid of Kevin, come in, do his signature move, and take out Andrade. But Andrade wasn't having it. Okay, Andrade countered his move, laid him out, and got the pin. When I tell you that that was such a beautiful counter and it was so seamless and so smooth, you guys have to see it if you haven't seen it. I am I am begging y'all to watch all three of these qualifier matches because they were well worth the watch and they were very, very good matches. In between all the chaos and drama that we saw on SmackDown, the matches themselves stood out and were amazing set pieces for this show. This show for SmackDown to me was a better show than Raw. Even with the Wyatt Six showing up on Raw, the cohesiveness of SmackDown and how fast it moved, they were still able to pull out banger matches, flush out the storylines, and make sure we understood what was going on. They did that on Raw, but a lot of Raw's big hype came from the Wyatt Six. All of Raw was great, but SmackDown was just a complete show to me this week. It just really was very, very exciting and very good. But now that we've gotten, let me get one other piece out the way that's a little bit more irrelevant. Logan Paul showed up today after LA Knight called him out. Now, as Santos came out there and they was jaw jacking back and forth, and then Logan Paul attacked LA Knight from behind, which is what he normally does, and then he knocked him out. It wasn't a knockout. He just hit him in the face. And then, for whatever reason, they have this set so that Logan Paul is in the qualifier for Money in the Bank next week at Madison Square Garden. He is already a champion. He should not be qualifying. Sammy didn't get a shot at the damn Money in the Bank qualifier. So I don't understand why he's qualifying. That pissed me off. I don't like this. I don't like it. He's not going to get in. If Santos gets in, that's fine. I don't care. I don't care if LA wins. It doesn't matter. As long as fucking Logan Paul doesn't, that's all that matters to me. Okay? Because that shit pissed me off. Like, legitimately pissed me off. Okay? Because there was no reason for him to be there. None whatsoever. But go off, sis. Whatever makes you happy. Oh, that pissed me off, y'all, for real. All right. Now, let's get to the mess. Let's start off with the first mess, okay? CM Punk showed up because it was, of course, Chi-Town, okay? It was Chicago. It's his hometown. And of course, they erupted when he showed up. And he, of course, was very happy. And he seemed like he was alluding to the fact that he was getting cleared to wrestle. However, that's not what ended up happening. Pauline ended up coming out there during CM Punk's tenure. Now, while CM Punk was talking and he was having his conversation, he went to Drew and he basically was like, I did what I said I was going to do when it comes to Drew McIntyre. I made his life a living hell just like he made my life a living hell. He preyed on my downfall, so I returned the favor and I preyed on him. He then said, I was going to do it until he broke. I just didn't think that it would be this easy. So, as CM Punk was continuing his tirade, because of course he's been on a high, he cost Drew McIntyre his championship, cost him everything. Drew pretended to quit, and then CM Punk felt like he has done his duty. The devil is now retired for now. And so Pauline came out there begging and pleading, and he made sure to lay the groundwork. We're friends. Can I enter the ring? We're cool. I love you. You know you're my friend. You're my best friend. I've always had your back, so I'm here as a friend. Well, Pauline basically laid out the threat. What he told CM Punk was very simple. Solo doesn't like the fact that they're announcing you on his show as the guy, and this is his show. You're here, you're in the way. We're going straight through you. The bloodline are either going to take you out or you need to go. I just need you to do me this favor. I'm doing you a favor, so I need you to do me a favor. Now, after that, Solo Frank Lucas, aka Frank Lucas, came out there, and him and Tama and Tonga was standing there, and they all basically told him straight up, you either get your ass out of here, you either acknowledge me as a tribal chief, or Tama and Tonga go beat your ass up. It's very simple. Them the only two options. So CM Punk was like, Paul, hey man, what was the favor you wanted? He was like, the favor was that I'm asking you to leave, get out of here. And then Paul was like, okay, that's what he wants me to do, but what do you want from me? I mean, CM Punk was like, what do you want from me? That's what he wants me to do. He was like, please take me with you. That's why he looking like this. He's saying, please take me with you. So CM Punk was like, okay, everybody relax. Everybody calm down, relax. He was like, well, I'm not going nowhere because you a fake ass tribal chief and you got two fake ass Usos over here and I don't play that shit. So what you trying to do? So Solo was like, all right, bet, get your ass whooped. So they all surround the ring, of course, and Cody comes to the rescue with a couple of black bats. So ominous. Couple of black bats. Now, this led to Cody making it very clear that he wants solo. Okay? No pun intended. He was like, you leave your goons in the back. I'll leave Randall and Kevin. I won't have them come out there. It's just me and you, and we end this and finish this. Period. Solo agreed. But he made it very clear to Pauline that he wants Tama and Tonga to take out Randy and Kevin. One, so they cannot qualify for Money in the Bank, but two, so they cannot interfere in his match later on tonight. So Pauline agreed. He did his due diligence. Now, as the show progressed, I told y'all CM Punk came out there and was talking all that shit. He was popping that cool shit, and everybody was sitting up there, soaking it in. Nobody thought for a minute that CM Punk would end up being attacked by the very man who claimed he was quitting WWE. Now, I thought this would happen a little bit later down the road, but WWE are on a roll and they ain't stopping, okay? So, just to come outside of kayfabe for 5 minutes. Give me 5 seconds, okay? Listen, Drew McIntyre's wife had to have emergency surgery. So when he quit, that was specifically, it was a part of the storyline, but it also was for Drew to take some time to make sure everything went clean and he was okay and she was okay and everything was fine. Clearly, his wife is great. She's doing better, and we're happy for her. We love that. I don't want anybody to be hurt like that, so I'm glad that she's doing okay. Once I guess Drew got, I'm guessing, so let's just leave that at the guessing. Okay, we're not doing anything weird. Once Drew got the go ahead and was like, I can come back. We're gonna do this. Let's do it now. It was either set this way from the beginning or they were like, okay, we're going to move and pull the trigger Friday, give you some time with your wife, and then Friday we'll pull the trigger, which is what they ended up happening. They were backstage. They were talking to Gallows. They were talking to Grayson Waller. I don't know why I said Gallows. They were talking to Grayson Waller. DIY walks up. They having a conversation, a little back and forth. And then all of a sudden you hear this loud banging on the gate back there in the backstage of the loading dock. And I thought that it was the YS6 again because they would do some shit like that, but the lights and shit didn't go out. So I was like, what is going on? Who is back there fighting? They raised the gate and Drew's standing there and CM Punk is bloodied and destroyed. When I say he was destroyed, Drew McIntyre beat the goddamn brakes off of him. Now, Drew McIntyre has two personas. One is a Scottish warrior and one is a Scottish psychopath. This is a Scottish psychopath. Drew McIntyre has lost his ever-loving mind. This is the man that we originally saw come back to WWE that was completely unhinged. Completely. He has lost all humanity. He is gone. He's gone. He's gone. Okay? Broken Dreams will be a good song to bring back since Drew McIntyre is in this unhinged state. Now, this led to CM Punk. When I say he was laid out prostrate before the Lord, I mean that. I mean that, baby. This was not no joke. Like, this man is bloody, fake blood or not. This man is bloodied. Okay, the blood was running down his hand and arm. Drew McIntyre carried his ass all the way back to the arena, to the entrance. Okay, carried him to the entrance, laid him out in front of the Chicago people. Okay, and then took the beaded bracelet off this man's wrist. Now, some of you CM Punk fans might know where this beaded bracelet came from or what it signifies. I do not. I don't know what that bracelet means. I don't know where it came from, but it obviously is something significant because Drew McIntyre took it. He took it off of him. Now, one of y'all tell me what it is, and I'll gladly make that correction. But until now, that's all I got. So Nick came out there, the producers came out there, they all corralling around CM Punk. CM Punk is writhing in pain. Clearly, he has had his ass whipped. Okay, so of course, Nick come out there and he's like, what the hell are you doing? Do you know what you have just done? Are you crazy? And Drew McIntyre pushed Nick. Nick almost went back into fight mode. I promise you that ain't what you want, though. I promise you. If you don't know Nick Aldis, you ain't never seen Nick Aldis wrestle before, that ain't what you want. Okay? That's not where you want to go. But he's a professional. So he's decided to keep himself professional. Him and Adam real good, because had that shit have been me, baby, I'd have laid CM Punk. I'd have pushed CM Punk to the side. Excuse me, baby. Excuse me, baby. Did you just push me? Hold on. Let me take my earrings off. Let me take my heels off right quick. I know you ain't put your hands on me playing. Square up, nigga. Square up, nigga. Square up. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Hey, you, Kenny, you get this man out of here. Get him to the hospital. Drew, we can fight. I'm not fucking playing with you, because y'all niggas ain't gonna be pushing up on me, tripping up on me like that. I ain't no beach. I'm no punk beach. Okay, baby. I done tore his ass up. But anyways, Drew McIntyre was looking like he had lost his ever loving mind, and I truly believe that. I believe that. And it went off to commercial with Drew McIntyre sauntering away while Nick Aldis was trying to figure out how to salvage this shit. CM Punk had been sent to a local hospital, and per Kayla, in her information, she basically said that he has been evaluated and he is being watched, and he'll be under care, I guess, for the next 24 hours, and then they may release him if he is able to be released on his own reconnaissance. And that, my friends, is the end of CM Punk's saga for right now. We're gonna put a pin in Punk, because later on in the night, amen, later on in the night, we had this match. Okay, all right, Cody and Solo, aka Frank Lucas, decided they was gonna have their match. Okay, and it was all right. It didn't even finish. It didn't even get to the meat and gravy of the match. But before the match, Solo told Pauline that Roman ain't coming back. He said Roman ain't coming back. He said Roman is gone. Mm-hmm. He said Roman is gone, baby. He's not coming back. And Pauline looked like he just died. He looked like his soul, a piece of his soul is gone, baby. He looked like he has lost all hope in humanity. Now the match started. They was out there. They was wrestling, and everything seemed to be cool. But then Tama Tonga and them came out. Tama and Tonga came out there, and they got a disqualification. Cody won the match by a DQ, but they began to attack Cody. Now this is where the odds were sort of evened, because child Randall came out there, and then Kevin come out there hobbling on one leg. Baby, they disposed of them very quickly. Now Kevin was able to get off his stunner, and Randy was able to hit them with the RKO. Now the two goons, they was out, but Solo was in the corner, and the three of them was standing over him and was walking to him in an ominous way. The the way everything was set up, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right, baby. It felt like something else was happening here. They were setting us up for the woo woo. They were setting us up for this man right here. Now listen, y'all don't know Jacob Fatu like that. If you are just a WWE exclusive in terms of watching wrestling, then your ass don't know what Jacob Fatu is capable of. You don't know what that man used to look like,
Yeah.
sir. He was already scary when he was wrestling in MLW. But baby, he is horrifying at his current weight. Okay. Jacob Fatu is a danger to society. And if you have not seen what this man is capable of, then you don't know what you are in for. And I'd rather you just wait and see because he is completely unhinged. Now WWE is gonna have to reel him in. He gonna have to dial it back a little bit for the E, just a little bit, because they got the corporate type of thing. But having Jacob Fatu, who I kind of figured officially he would be joining the E. Jacob has cut a lot of weight, fully shaped himself up. He's slimmed down and just toned, and he looks absolutely amazing. But he fully demolished Cody Rhodes and he took out everybody. Jacob Fatu is a problem, and now he is officially a part of the new bloodline. And here's the thing, when you watch the end of this show and you see Tama and Tonga looking at them, they had no idea that Jacob was going to be a part of it or joining it. Everybody else was just as shocked. But when you see Tonga's face, Tonga's looking like, all right, we put the ones up. Tama looks just as floored. Everybody looks like they didn't know the shit was going down. The only person who knew was Solo. He was the only one. It it was insane. Tonight's Smackdown was complete and utter controlled chaos. It was fully controlled. Now, there was some little backstage stuff that happened. For whatever reason, they've decided that they're going to put Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax together, which, whatever. But now that you got a complete bloodline here, and they've made it, and Solo's made it very clear that Roman isn't coming back, which I don't believe that for a fucking second. You've got two things with this bloodline thing going on. Of course, they've officially attacked Cody, so now Solo's going to be going after Cody, which means more than likely Solo will face off against Cody Rhodes at Money in the Bank, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But there's going to be a tug of war for with Solo and, of course, Roman at some point. Once Roman comes back to sit on his throne that he abandoned, there's going to be a big tug of war. And then you have to ask, what part does The Rock play in that? If he plays a part in that at all, because he didn't really play much of a part in the feud between Roman and Cody. He added fuel to the fire, but he wasn't really a component. He just made the match bigger or the feud bigger, and the win was massive because he was able to go over with such surmounting odds, right? But in this case, you've got a family war here. And then some point, The Rock's got to be able to pick sides, bro. So this whole dynamic here is very, very interesting. I am surprised that they pulled out this good of a show for SmackDown, but I also really enjoyed the matches a lot as well. The storylines that they did for each particular part of the show worked out really nicely. They moved at a decent speed. I didn't even realize the show was almost over. And I'm so glad that they did it the way that they did it, because it was, like I said, it was just so cleanly done. Jumped off this top turnbuckle and took Cody out, damn near killing himself trying to take out Cody. It was just nasty work today, all around, from the beginning of the show, end of the show. It just was nasty work. Okay. I was floored at what I saw. Absolutely stunned. I couldn't believe it. Now, am I shocked that Jacob was there? No. I knew that he was going to show up in the E. I just didn't know when. I thought he was going to show up before WrestleMania, but they obviously were saving him for this new version of the Bloodline, which is nuts. They are extremely unhinged. They are more violent than the original version of the Bloodline, and this right here, this is craziness. It's absolute anarchy. But I love it though, because you don't know where everything is going. You have no idea who's going to be doing what and where people are going to end up or how things are going to play out. I also like the fact that the Wyatt Six is staying on Raw exclusively. I don't want them to pop over to SmackDown and cause chaos over there as well, at least not just yet. I feel like that should be done when you've got Survivor Series planned out. You know what I mean? If that's the case, but they got enough going on with the new bloodline and with LA Knight and Jed and Logan Paul, and then you've got Randall and you've got Kevin, and you got a lot going on SmackDown. And then the women have a lot going on with Bailey and her championship. You got Nia waiting in the wings for hers, the qualifiers for the Money in the Bank, Jade and Bianca trying to figure out their next steps. You got so much going on that they don't need to add the Wyatts to that as well. But overall, this show for SmackDown, solid. Solid show. Loved it from start to finish. It was so much fun to watch. Like I said, I loved how they flushed out Jacob Fatu. They didn't give him a new name. His name is Jacob Fatu. Unless they decide to call him Caesar later, I wouldn't. Like, let's leave him at Jacob Fatu. That's his name. Let it be Jacob. Um, I love that. Drew turned back into the psychopath. The Scottish psychopath was a turn of events that I did not expect. Not at all. So I was happy about that. It was just a very good series of unfortunate events that was interesting and fun to watch. And I absolutely loved it so much. They did a great job with SmackDown. So kudos to you, Nick Aldis. You did good, kid. You did good. Now, if you missed it earlier, the qualifying matches do have winners. All right. Chelsea Green qualified for the women's. Right now, her and Io are currently the first two qualifiers for Money in the Bank. Carmelo Hayes also qualified along with Jey Uso. And now you have Andrade who qualified along with Jey Uso and Carmelo Hayes. For the men, there are 3 slots left. And on Monday, we will have 2 qualifier matches for the men, I believe. I don't think they're having another women's qualifier. The wait, they may. Yeah, it is. So on Monday, we'll have a triple threat qualifying match with Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, and Braun Strowman. And then the women are going to have another qualifier match where they have they have Lyra, Valkyria, sorry, and Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane will compete on Monday. And then on Friday at Madison Square Garden, you're going to have one men's qualifier match where it's going to be LA Knight, Logan Paul, and Santos Escobar. And then you'll have Naomi, Blair, and Indy. And then you'll have Tiffany, Jade, and Candice in their qualifier matches at Madison Square Garden. I am very curious as to how next Friday's SmackDown is going to play out in MSG. I want to know what Cody's going to do about this or how he's going to respond to this. And I'm just curious. I'm very curious about after Money in the Bank. How is this going to lead up to Roman's return or anybody's return? And how are they going to build this? How are they going to make this work? Because you can only have 2 Because I see them doing another bloodline versus bloodline war games. I see it. The original versus the new. This is about to be a very interesting couple of months. We got a couple more we got one pay-per-view before we hit SummerSlam. And again, we're going to be going into Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is July 6th on Saturday. And then that Sunday, we're going to have NXT Heat Wave, which is shaping up to be a pretty decent pay per view as well. Money in the Bank, of course, is going to be the one that everybody's talking about. The match that has already been set and booked is Seth freaking Rollins versus Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, we're waiting on the other matches to be booked and ready. But after Money in the Bank, we are focusing on SummerSlam. SummerSlam is going to be August 3rd and it will be in Cleveland, Ohio. And then after SummerSlam, it's going to be Bash in Berlin, which is literally 3 weeks after SummerSlam. So the superstars are not getting much of a break, honeys. They are going to be rolling on 1,000. So we're going to see how this all plays out heading into SummerSlam after Money in the Bank. It's going to be an interesting time. But y'all, I am going to get my ass up out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed SmackDown. If you haven't seen it, you missed a really, really big treat. It was a very good show, very good flush out for Jacob Fatu. Triple H, you did a good job. You did good, kid. You did good. If you guys want to follow me on my socials or donate to the channel, all of that stuff is always scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You can also become a member of the channel and get exclusive content, exclusive lives. Once I hit just 10 members, we'll start doing the membership only lives. And you guys can come in, talk your shit, and do whatever. That stuff is not going to be on the channel for everyone to see. It is just for us, the members. Okay. You guys can go to my page and look and see how much the memberships cost. They're very inexpensive. I set it as low as I could. You guys can always support the channel with donations. You can always support the channel with the Cash App or whatever. You can also buy merch because we have merch that is up and the new merch is coming as well. So, with all that being said, I will see you guys on Monday and we'll see how the Wyatt Six is going to shape the show. I will tell you this, on SmackDown, they did have extra security due to what happened to the superstars on Monday. WWE socials were also hacked by the Wyatt Six, which I didn't even realize that that had happened, but they claimed that they were hacked. And even in that hacking, Adam Pearce put the message out on the socials, and it still was, pretty much hacked by the Wyatt Six. Now, I don't know what's going on, but both shows got a lot going on. And then you have NXT, which is a whole other ball of wax in itself. But with all that being said, WWE seems to be rolling out really good content as of lately, and I am happy and here for it. Again, if you guys want to support the channel, please do. There are so many ways that you can. You can join, you can become a member, you can get merch, or you can just simply donate. I appreciate it. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all Monday after Monday Night Raw. Bye.